Hi all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something that was requested quite a bit on my Instagram account, and it was to show you guys how the 100 drawing prompts that I started in June went. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about this. I have never really shown my sketchbook to anyone. I consider a sketchbook to be kind of private because your drawings in your sketchbook can really change based on your mood, or at least they do for me. And so to like just expose that out to the world is like to hand you guys my diary and be like, here, just take a look at my life. So yeah, we're gonna hop right into it. I will change camera view 2 down so you guys can see this. There's definitely a lot that I like and some I don't, and I feel like that's pretty standard to anyone. So let's hop into those 100 drawing prompts. All right, so here is my 8 by 8 inch sketchbook, trying out a different size. I've never really done the square before, but I am loving it so far. So I really started this drawing prompts because I was in an artist rut and just couldn't really figure out a way to get out of it, and saw some drawing prompts online, and so took a combination of what I saw, created my own list, and went with it. So these first couple drawings were, I was really forcing myself to work through it. You may have seen this video. This was actually my first gouache video, so trying out a couple different techniques. And I mean, these first two I struggled through, and then honestly I love how this third one turned out. It was a combination of a couple drawing prompts, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. And then, you know, I just tried to draw every day, pulling either one or multiple drawing prompts in, and then trying to work with different materials, because I think that's a huge part of what your sketchbook should be all about, is trying out different materials and figuring out what you like. Had some fun drawing these hands. I particularly really like this one. And then I've always enjoyed really doing like different fun patterns, and so worked on that. Did some more emoji pen drawings, this time of different mouths. And even here I was still struggling to like want to draw, and I've been through these artist ruts before, but this one just was a little bit more extreme. And then did Medusa. This was based on like a sculpture, and I just loved it. Loved the different little snakes, loved the high contrast, and that's just done in pencil. And then I have this glass bottle here at home, and it is just super fun. Had to draw that in there. Just, I've always wanted to draw it, and yeah, this was the start of me like wanting to draw again. So I started getting really inspired by the drawing prompts list. And then these couple pages aren't in reference to the drawing prompts, so we're gonna skip those for now. And then went back to the emoji pen and did some eye drawings, just testing out some different techniques. I really do love the crosshatch, so checking out different eyes, eyelashes, and eyebrows. And then this is a washable ink, so a washable ink pencil drawing that I ended up just adding some like alcohol marker around just to kind of complete it. And then this is where the fun begins. So I was eating a banana one day and just decided, yeah, I mean, I gotta do my banana for my drawing prompts. So I had just bought the 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐞 markers. So this is a combination of the 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐞 markers, some pen, and some colored pencil. I want to say that at this point, this was still Prismacolor, pretty sure. And then over here, I did a plant wall back at the beginning of January, and I actually have a video on that because I did a painting, which I didn't include on this, but still loving my plant wall, still thriving with all my plants. I have way more than what I did before, but this is just a picture of that little green wall nook that I created, and we have some containers to hide my kids' toys and all my beautiful plants. And then I've never done a continuous line drawing. I've always loved the way they look, so I tried a couple different styles. I did just ones without background, and then after I did these, I thought it would be fun to like do a shape and add it, or add a actual drawing in front of it. Let's see if I can find my words today. And I am just completely obsessed with like the flower. I think that the shape change between this square and this paper airplane is super funky. And then I love the face. Love it. Yeah, those were really fun. I actually look forward to doing more of these in the future. And then this is a combination of a bunch of the different drawing prompts. I mean, we got our raccoon, we have trash, pizza, cans, we got little bugs. Let's see if you can see those. He's just enjoying his pizza, you guys. Got a can of oil, some fast food stuff. And that is also the emoji pens with some alcohol marker in the background. And this was the small versus big, or big versus small. So flashlight, little spider, huge shadow. Oh, I love this drawing. That just makes me smile. And then I started playing more with my gouache paint. And so this was a really pretty sky with the moon in it. I had gotten the inspiration from unsplash.com and added in some birds and added in some stars to that. But I love how that turned out. And then we have a picture of me holding a coffee cup from my favorite coffee place, Dash Coffee. Is just a couple blocks from my house, and I go there quite frequently. And yeah, I just had grabbed a coffee that day and wasn't sure what to draw, and so this is what I did. A combination of 𝐬𝐻 markers, so the alcohol markers, some, I want to say, I think this is the erasable Prismacolor color pencils, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, that's just regular Prismacolor color pencils, but I'm pretty sure it's the erasable. And on to some of my favorites. So this is my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles drawing, where I took April and made her more 21st century. So she is in a jumper, she has gold chains, an iPhone, an iWatch, has some tall socks on with her round glasses, her fake eyelashes, and then standing in front of my all-time favorite pizza place, which is Lincoln Wine Bar. They have wood-fired pizza and a phenomenal wine selection. So I thought it'd be perfect for the turtles to be guarding the front of Lincoln Wine Bar. And then over here, after doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I was really inspired to do other cartoons, so I took just a couple random selections of cartoons I remember from when I was a kid. And some are, like, we got, pretty sure, Lampy, Real Monsters, we got the Brain from Pinky and the Brain, Rocky and Bullwinkle, Cat Dog, Jetsons, and I mean, how can you say no to Captain Planet? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, I wanted to have a few represented from, you know, fond memories. Got Thundercats, and yeah, so that was a ton of fun. I also did this with the alcohol markers, and yeah. And then here is my first drawing with the Faber-Castell Polychromos. So I also have a video on this, but that was a ton of fun. I still can't decide what I prefer, on whether I prefer the Prismacolors or whether I prefer the polychromos. I do like how much many layers you can actually add for the polychromos, and I do love how creamy they are. So just so you don't see this sheen. And I went and grabbed breakfast one morning and bought this beautiful little scone. So I decided to do a watercolor painting of the scone. And then Sketching Greyhound actually had a like draw with us or draw with me sort of video here a couple months back, and so I participated in this. So this is a drawing of Tom Holland that we all did. And then another one of my YouTube videos on Frida Kahlo, I did a portrait of her using my gouache, some white gel pens, and I actually worked on this while we were out camping, so it was fun to work on that while my children were taking a nap. And then I did a king and queen of hearts, and they're, I don't know, romantically looking at one another. I actually plan on doing a lot more of these. This was a ton of fun, and I like the concept behind it, especially with like her reaching out towards him and him just kind of like staring off. I definitely want to do more. I had done this in a calligraphy pen, and it was a very soft brush, and it was a challenge. I mean, you can tell that like the line structure varies, so that was an interesting little experiment to do, but I love that drawing. And then we have this cute little drawing that actually has a ton of the drawing prompts in it. We have a gnome, we have a monkey boxer, we got the dragon in the background with its eggs, some forest, and then the trail along to the castle. And also stayed with ink. I used a combination of that same calligraphy pen and then some of my Prismacolor illustration markers, so just so I could get some finer lines without having it really fight me. But yeah, fun. And then I needed to do a doll drawing, and I have a Raggedy Ann doll that I have had with me since I was a little kid, so I actually took just a Bic standard pen and did a little drawing in there with that, and I love how she turned out. She's just adorable. She's always in my studio with me. And then we have my Stranger Things drawing. I also have a quick video on that, and that had a couple different drawing prompts in it. I am not a huge sci-fi thriller scary movie kind of gal, but Stranger Things just hooked me in, and I cannot wait for the next season. So yeah, this was my tribute to Stranger Things and my love for that show. And then we were getting towards like the end of the drawing prompts, and I started just really trying to like combine them all together, because at this point I was ready to go. I was out of my art funk. So we got a llama surfing, we have T-Rex wearing sunglasses playing a banjo next to his drink on top of a couple books. We have a telescope right here, I'm assuming, you know, so he can watch Mr. Llama surf. A couple of lollipops, and then, you know, SPF, because Mr. T-Rex is very concerned about his skin. And that was just in a Bic pen again, but that that makes me laugh. And then my husband will tell you that I had a stage of like really bad insomnia, and that's where he thinks this drawing comes from, because it's a unicorn riding a bicycle wearing a zebra mask through the downtown area at night. And so yeah, that's my my unicorn riding a bicycle, because why not, right? I still like it, but yes, I was not getting that much sleep. He just looked at me when he saw it, and he's like, you should probably figure out how to get better sleep. And then we have the Walkman with an extra tape cassette that will show, you know, ways to escape, because sometimes that is just what you need, and at that point I needed an escape. School was getting the best of me, and yeah, so back to just using a blue Bic pen. Really love how it turned out, and then I used the gouache to create the shadows in there. And then this drawing was also with a Bic pen, and it's just a set of well-used boots. So nothing too crazy. And then we have a Rubik's Cube that they are building. So we have a little ladder here, somebody carrying water, the supervisor on the top just waiting for like the next block to come up. And we have the little ramp that makes it around. Not quite sure what's going on there, but hey, sometimes you just gotta draw something. And then these beautiful shrimp tacos. They are making me hungry looking at this right now. We got the cabbage and shrimp and guacamole and corn, bell peppers, and the cilantro with the lime. Yum. And then back to doing just some standard color or pencil drawings. This is actually in the Prismacolor erasable markers, but I just drew a couple chairs with some shadows, and then this nice little dresser with a vase and a couple rings sitting on the top of it. And then this is also from a YouTube drawing that I did. It's the hyperrealism balloon heart drawing, and added that in. And I love the paper that I used for this. It was the Strathmore mixed media, and it is very thick and very responsive to being able to do multiple layers of colored pencil on top of it. So yeah, I still love the way that that balloon turned out. And then I needed to do a drawing of a toothbrush. I had hoped to do something a little bit more creative, but instead just did two toothbrushes in a jar, and I used I used pen for the fine lines. I believe that was the Strathmore, they're like brown, oh man, I can't remember. And then the rest of it was done in gouache. So love how that ended up turning out. And then this one is probably one of my favorite pages. So I had a potato prompt. So I did a Wade High School class of 2021, and they're different potatoes. So we got wedge, we got mashed, we have baked, we have the tater tot, French fries, hash brown, chips, just a regular spud potato. Gotta have that waffle fry, and then a curly fry. I had so much fun working on this. This is a combination of watercolor, I think. Yes, watercolor, pen, and then the Prismacolor illustration markers. So definitely one of my favorite pieces that I have in this 100 drawing prompts. And then this is a whole page spread of these cute little frogs. Actually, this frog right here is a referenced photo from my cousin Bethany. She took this great picture of her frog, and I asked her if I could draw it. And then I found these other two pictures out on Unsplash, and I thought they could be a cute little family on this page. So very happy with how this turned out. Once again, mixed media. I am realizing I really enjoy doing that in my sketchbook. And then here's from a plein air painting session that I did. Just very loose movements. There's this huge lake out by where we camp, and has a very nice selection of local flowers. So very beautiful. It was very hot the day that I decided to paint, so at the end I was just ready to go back and chill in the AC for a bit. and then these are actually the last two. So here we have our food robot with a brain serving coffee and muffins. And I did that all in this adorable little, hold on, I'll show you. One of the multi-pen pens. I mean, I remember these from the 90s and how like you would always try and just push all the colors down at once. I can't be the only one, or my family cannot be the only ones that thought that that was just very intriguing to try and push all the colors down at once. And the fact that you can see all the colors through the pen, I think, is even more fun. Kind of reminds me of the telephones that you could see the innards working. But I had a ton of fun working on this, and you know, just had to make sure that my food robot had all the things that it would need, as well as some like hefty tires. And then the last drawing prompt I had was actually you, so a drawing of myself. So I decided to draw myself, my husband, and my kids as bobbleheads. And I am actually really happy with how this turned out. I don't have my husband perfect, and my youngest definitely looks different than what he does in real life, but he is always looking at his older brother for how he should be acting, what hand signs he should be making during photos. And so I just felt it was fitting that he be looking at Wesley, and they love all forms of candy because, you know, kids, but used a reference photo from when he had had a lollipop. So yeah, those are the drawing prompts that I did starting back in June. It's 100 total. There are quite a few drawings that I had that I did multiple drawing prompts all at once. But it worked. I mean, this helped me get out of my art funk and just be working to create creatively and putting something in your sketchbook, because that's what your sketchbook's for, is just to get your thoughts out, to try new things, to experiment around. They don't have to be finished pieces. They don't have to be stuff that you want to show the world, because honestly, this is the first time I've showed the world my sketchbook, and it's a little intimidating, to be honest, to just show where my mindset was at. But I had fun. I can't wait to show you guys once I've actually fully finished this sketchbook how the rest of them have gone, because this might be my best sketchbook to date. I have definitely felt very inspired over the last couple months, and art has grown to be my way of just relieving stress and disconnecting thought process and just going with it, especially with the ones where you're coloring, because you draw something and then you color it in, and it's just therapeutic. So I hope you like this video. I hope you like seeing a glance into my sketchbook. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know, and when I complete this sketchbook, I can show the whole kit and caboodle. At the very least, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and seeing more weekly art content. I do brand reviews, I do paint with me, tutorials, combination of it all. So thanks so much, and have a great rest of your day.